Good morning. Thursday, March 11th. MJ's morning message really triggered me. It really triggered me today. I mentioned that I had gone back to the shop as a way to continue to desensitize myself from, just the trigger, right? Being triggered. I think it's part of my healing. And in her message, which I will include in the link, she talks about how I'm holding myself back. How I'm holding myself back. And so that I'm causing that this stagnated energy is really strong. It's really strong around me. This third party energy is really strong around me. So I it's one of those, another mirror being lifted up, right? And I'm reflecting on yesterday. The conversation I had at night. Okay, before the conversation. So third party energy, right? MJ mentioned third party energy in the last conversation I had via text. Well, actually, no, now it's audio. We're sending audio recordings to each other. It's with one of the new people that I'm clearly not, it's not going to be any more than friendship, right? Because he's a workaholic. He's a workaholic. And different goals, really different goals. And but this mirroring back and forth to each other of cycles repeating. And he mentioned that I am just reminding him of where he was a few years ago. When he left his job, being so stressed. And then he's like, and it's funny, I find myself back in this situation. And so I'm lifting a mirror to him clearly, right? He's being triggered. He's like, but I have goals, I have plans. I'm like, great, keep at it. So when MJ mentioned this third party energy really strong around me, I thought of that conversation and I thought, he's in a third party situation too with work, right? So I'm like, so there's him. And even yesterday, he's still working. He hasn't reached out. And when I went in to the shop, he wasn't there. And I mentioned how my mom and I took my mom with me so she can help me pick out the jacket, leather jacket that I wanted. Or, I didn't even know it was there. Like, I didn't really look until my mom came with me. And she said, well, which jacket were you eyeing? And I was like, I honestly didn't look because I didn't want to get attached to a jacket that I wasn't sure, I couldn't keep. And so I was like, I wanted someone to come with me so I can try it on, and someone who can give me good advice, right, as to which jacket is worth it. Oh my goodness. That's so funny. I'm saying that out loud. So, so this morning I'm reflecting back on yesterday, right? And on the dream that I had, coincidentally, the dream that I had yesterday of my mom and this person at the shop, and this it seemed like it was a memory, and that it took place in the 50s, right? And that he had invited me to go somewhere, and I was gonna take off and go, and instead of going to this other commitment with my mom, a school event where I had to get all dressed up, and she was like embarrassed for me to not show up. And then she's like, don't go. And I knew it was more of this prejudice, like, because he was on the wrong side of the road, or wrong side, like he was from the wrong side of the track or whatever. And she's like, don't go. And I was like, why? Tell me why, right? And even me knowing in my dream, like I knew he's gonna break my heart, but I went anyways. And she's like, don't go. And this morning I thought about that dream again. And I thought about her advice. Her advice for my first partner before we got married. She said, he's a good person, but he's not for you. And I ignored her advice. We weren't in a good spot. We weren't in a good spot then. And I ignored her advice. And then yesterday when we were in the shop, I see a new painting, a massive painting, and I'm staring at it because I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it before. Even on Sunday when I went, I didn't see it. I don't remember paying attention. But I saw it yesterday, and I just stared at it. I stared at it, taking it all in, because it was a big painting, a big ass painting. So I was getting distracted by it. And my mom was like looking for stuff. And I guess she's seen me looking at it. And as she's walking into the next little shop, she says, she's walking away, she's like, déjalo, leave it. Déjalo, que no tienes espacio para él. Leave it, because you don't have space for it. And I just remembered this morning. Déjalo, no tienes espacio para él. And I said, Mom, that's mean. I said, Mom, that's mean. But she's right. She's right. She's like, why am I being mean? Just telling you the truth. I said, the truth hurts. You're right. The truth hurts. The truth hurts. And it was a good day. I think I mentioned it was a good day with my mom. It was a good day. Like, it's been good with her, you know, not feeling judged, and like it feels like a new beginning with her. And I remember thinking this morning, I'm like, it's nice to have that again. Or to have it, because I don't even remember if we ever had that. To be quite honest. Or at least I can't remember right now. But MJ, she's when I started this whole journey, I mentioned how it always felt like I was I mentioned how with my parents it always felt like I was a grown up emotionally. It always felt like I was attending to their emotional needs. So when all this went down, the spiritual awakening stuff, MJ was like my substitute parent. That voice that I would listen to every morning, yeah, to guide me. So hearing her voice this morning, just lifting that mirror, right? And it's a collective reading, but it resonated so much. And then reflecting back on my mom's advice, right? And just being at a point where I can accept it, where I can accept the advice, and realizing there was truth in everything she said in the beginning. When I didn't listen. And then in the dream, the same thing. And then with the painting, the same thing. The same thing. So I was looking at my spread this morning before I meditated for the last part of the week, and I got I got the 7 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, the 7 of Wands. And I'm reading these, right, because I don't know them by heart. And just 7, 7, 7. And then the oracle card at the bottom was repetition. Again, the cycles, repeating. The 7 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 7 of Wands. 7 of Cups. Fantasies and illusions, addictive behavior, and destructive emotional habits. Unrealistic attempts to appease depression. Self-compassion, breaking through patterns of self-delusion and identifying worthy goals and desires. 7 of Swords. Recklessness, misguided efforts, and negative thinking. A fickle mind, deceit and self-deception. Useless, futile plans. 7 of Wands. The faith in experience and intuition to move forward and persevere. 7 of Wands was at the bottom to move on. Confrontation without compromise. The courage to stick to personal values. Be satisfied with success even if it's imperfect. And the repetition card that it had before. It had that one before. The overall mood was the death. The death and rebirth card. And then I remembered, I started to write my intentions. I hadn't read my intentions in a while. I put this together since this whole process started. I start crying because there's intentions in there that I've forgotten about. Goals that I had set for myself. Things to let go of even if it hurt. And reminding myself of where I've been and where I need to go. And then this person's voice, when I first met him, when I was in the same situation. And I said, I think I need a healer because this energy won't let me go. And he says to me, you can heal yourself. He says, you can heal yourself. It's your choice. I can heal myself. And I was like, you're right, I can. So that came to mind before I meditate, as I was reading my intentions. And it's funny. It's just funny that he would say that to me. No, it would not just. I'm just thinking about where he is. You can heal yourself, but it has to be your choice. It has to be your choice. That's what MJ said this morning. It's a choice. It's a choice. So I said it out loud to God. I said, okay, I'm ready to move on. I went back yesterday for the jacket. I didn't leave with anything lingering or calling me back. I'm done. There's nothing else to do. And as I was leaving, there was someone who checked us out, our purchases, and I'd never seen him there before. And I'm like, did they hire someone new? He had blonde hair, curly, or wavy. I'd never seen him there before. And you know, we all had the mask, so I couldn't really see his face, but I saw his eyes. And I heard his voice. And I'm like, he sounds familiar. And I saw his eyes, I'm like, there's something familiar about him. But I'm like, but I've never seen him before. And he's making small talk. And I'm engaging back. My mom didn't see one specific aisle, and I'm like, you could tell she wanted. I'm like, go. You know, we had already purchased like what we were gonna purchase. I'm like, I'll get this bed, I'll wait for you. So he's talking to me, and you know, just thinking, not thinking, it's acknowledging that I got a good deal on the jacket. And then he said he invited me back at the end of the month. He said, you know, there's vendors that come, it's like a big fair. Vendors from different places come, and I didn't know that. I think I knew they had something going on, but I didn't know it was like big, you know, or I thought it was just like the street or the city, but no, he said a lot of people from different places go. Just inviting me back. And I felt this like, this energy almost like like me, I mean, I was, it was interesting what he was saying, but there was a part of me too that was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna come back. Like, I just kind of knew, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna come back. But he presented it in a way where it was like it felt like, like he wanted me to come back. Like, that's how it felt like. That's what it felt like. And I was like, oh, okay. Just, you know, asking more questions, but not really interested. But I felt it, like not wanting to let go. That's what I felt. And I'm staring at him. I'm like, who? You know, like, who? Because it sounds familiar, but I can't see his whole face. And then it dawned on me. And I didn't ask him, but it dawned on me. I was like, this is his brother. This is his brother. I think it's his brother. I think. It felt like, I mean, I could totally be wrong. Because I haven't met his brother. Yeah. But I did feel that like this like come back type of feeling. And I wasn't, after I left, was like, there's nothing left for me to come back to, right? There was nothing that left me lingering to come back. I got my jacket. That was the only thing that was left. I have the power to heal myself. So I said, God, okay. I'm ready to let go. And then MJ mentioned something too about like, that I'm not seeing it, that I have to help people on an individual level. And you know, there were opportunities that were presenting itself that I wasn't taking. And there have been, like, there's people who had reached out and have specifically said they needed help. But I didn't reach back because I figured, well, they'll reach out if they really want it, right? Like, I'm not going to overgive, right? And be like their savior. I'm like, no, they need to reach out, right? I mean, for some of them, I had already given them what my schedule is for the day, right? Or the week. You know, that I have my side hustle and these are the days that I'm available, and I didn't hear back, so I figured, okay, you know. And there was a part of me that almost felt like, do I really want to work with people on an individual level? It feels like therapy again. And then I thought, well, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to go back to doing therapy? But this would be different. This is like spiritual therapy, I guess. And then she's like, you need to embrace being a healer. She said that. She said that. This is what I wrote on my whiteboard. I have it. My higher calling is to embrace being a healer. And I wrote that when I first moved in. I wrote on my whiteboard when I first moved in. So to hear her say that again, and realizing that that's what I wrote when I first moved in, before all this started. I think there was fear. There was fear of doing that again, like thinking I was gonna get stuck. Or being overwhelmed with so much work again. I think I was fearing that if I was gonna be able to still manage balancing myself my self-care. And there was something familiar, like just, there was comfort in this third party situation. There was comfort, right? It's always comfort. And sometimes that's what stagnates us, right? It's too comfortable. No growth. It feels safe because it's familiar. So I said, okay, God, I'm ready to let it go. I can let it go. I may not jump into something new, but I can start letting it go. I'm painting, and I was thinking, the painting, it was like a white, gray background, and there was blue. It looked blue. It was a nice blue. And it was like, it wasn't halfway filled, but it reminded me of my waves in the sense of like sometimes when it's just like half of it, when it's like, right? But this one, it was like maybe 2/3 of the way completed. And then I was reminded of how this side was filled up recently, 2 days ago, I think, 2 visions ago. Which I think I had mentioned I got coincidentally the same day that I posted the other video where the other side was filled. So maybe that's the completion of that. So when I finally said to God, okay, God, I'm ready. I'm ready to move on. My phone died. Not my phone, like the music stopped randomly. And I go and look at my phone to see sometimes, you know, when you're on YouTube listening to video, I mean, I go on YouTube for my meditation and sometimes it stops for you to confirm, are you still listening? So I thought that's what it was. No. But I look at the time and it's 5:55 a.m. 5:55 a.m. So I put my, you know, I reconnected and I'm meditating, and then I see the light. And I see it from the corner, kind of going like this, around the light in the center, but just doing this, and then going back. It's radiating, but from the corner. It's radiating from the corner. And it made the shape like of a heart almost. Like a crooked heart. Like this. I have my heart on my sleeve. If you guys could see that. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So it does this for a couple times and then it stops. And then I don't see any more waves. I see just colors. No more waves. So I thought, okay, I don't have any more junk. Not junk, but donations. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna clean today. Really clean. Haven't cleaned since that project started. And just prepare for the new moon ritual. That's on Saturday. 2 days. Clear off whatever leftover energies from the jacket and just move on. Just move on. So I just wanted to share that experience today. I realize it's close to 30 minutes, but that's what happened. Thanks for listening. My name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learned to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.